After the Hunt, starring Julia Roberts, Ayo Edebiri, Andrew Garfield. It follows the story of a Yale professor who is intertwined between this other professor and this budding student, where the student claims that she is essayed by this other professor. But during all of this, there is this other underlying story with Julia Roberts' character, Alma, that is also taking place. Let me first just say, this movie is not going to be for everyone. I could hear some of the little snarkiness in the theater, but I will tell you that this is going to be, it'll probably piss off a certain group of people. I'm not going to get into that, but it is very political. I walked away with this story also feeling many things can be true at once. And you get that specifically with Maggie, the student, is at times cringy and the way that she behaves or where she comes from. But there's this other truth that can exist as well. And you also have that with Julia Roberts' character and also with Andrew Garfield's character. So what I'm saying is you're kind of left with that many things can be true at once. Go experience it for yourself and come up with your own opinion about the story itself. What I will say is there was something here. Do I think that it was told at times? I think they were trying to be bold, but then it kind of pulled back and then they try to be bold. I think there was something here. I don't know how great they delivered on the story itself. And I think at times they were weaving this other underlying story that I don't even know was needed. It was almost building an excuse for things. I know that doesn't make much sense, but when you see the film, you'll understand. Now, the sound and the music and the sound editing, a lot of people are going to hate this. I did not. I actually enjoyed it, but the person I went with absolutely hated the sound and the editing of and how it was, to me, it folded the story together a little bit better with having those elements. There is amazing cinematography in these moments where you're wondering why you're not seeing something and they're showing you something else. At times a little vignette-y, not gonna lie, but I wasn't hating on it. The most redeeming thing about this entire film is the acting, specifically by all three of these stars. I mean, this is, if Julia Roberts is not nominated, there is something wrong with the universe. This is probably, to me, I think one of her best performances. And I love her as an actress. Andrew Garfield is really, really good in this. I mean, again, another person. And Ayo is this, it's so different from what you've seen her in before. And you're kind of put in a position where you're like, do you like her or do you hate her? Like, she does this very well, this character very well. And at times it felt cringy to watch her. But the more I thought about it after the film, I'm like, that was purposeful. That the way she developed this character was done with purpose, and the directing, obviously. Look, I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It is not a masterpiece that you hear a lot of people talking about, but I did find it enjoyable. I thought it was thought-provoking. There were a lot of unanswered questions, so I'm not going to lie. You're not walking out of this film with this little tight little bow. There also was moments where I thought they were dumbing down the story or over explaining something specifically for the audience. And I don't think they needed to do that. But go check it out. It's out now in theaters. After the Hunt.